Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamika and this is Check the Rhymes. I am super excited about today's show because I have literally watched this man's career just skyrocket. And I'm talking about Rudy Currence. He is a Grammy nominated writer and a #1 Billboard Gospel artist. I'm like, whoa, and he got his start right here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. So it is just amazing. And I've chatted with him a couple times over the years. But yeah, so it's been a minute though since we've actually caught up. So I'm excited to see what he's up to, see if new music's on the way, and talk about that song that's on the Billboard chart. So stay tuned because you don't want to miss today's show. Joining me today, I have Rudy Currence. Welcome to Check the Rhymes. How are you?
I am great. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
I was just, in my intro, I was thinking, I've interviewed you a couple times, but it has been, I think the last time was 2015 or something like that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, too long.
Yeah. And congratulations to you. Of course, I was mentioning off the air, I've seen you grow, and I'm sure you've watched me grow. We came up together.
Yeah.
So just seeing you interview amazing people like, Vivica Fox and more. Just kudos to you, and I'm just proud of you and all your success. So.
Oh, thank you. I literally said that in my intro. I've watched you just your career just blossom and skyrocket. It's insane.
Yeah. Wow, thank you. It's all God. So I'm just grateful.
Yeah, I can remember the first time I heard Ponytail.
That's right. Rudy Currence classic. We're taking it back to the vault. Weave Ponytail.
Right. I was just like, that was my jam. And I was like, who is this singing this?
Yeah.
So congratulations to you. #1 on the Billboard charts for I Belong Here.
Yeah, it's been amazing to be an independent artist still and to go #1 on the Billboard Gospel Airplay charts 2 consecutive weeks in a row is really rare and almost unheard of. And the second week, we also landed the #1 gospel songwriter spot in the country. So to have the #1 gospel song in the country for 2 weeks in a row has just been unreal. I'm just amazed at everything.
So tell me, because I think the last time we spoke, and I can't remember which what song was out at that time because it was 2015. But it's like you've made the transition to doing more gospel, even though you probably you did gospel here and there, and you've done a lot of different genres. So right. what inspired you to do this song, I Belong Here?
I have been doing. Anybody that really knows me, I'm a PK, that means preacher's kid or pastor's kid. I'm from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Grew up playing and singing in my dad's church with my brother, Michael Starr, who actually produced the last Billboard charting single, Testimony. I think it peaked top 20 at 18 on the charts. But I was just, really led to do this album. As I mentioned, I've served in church my entire life, even during, my whole recording career. So, while I was out there singing Weave Ponytail and Here With You and all those other songs, I still was serving faithfully in some local church in some capacity. And so I just felt led to get back to my gospel roots. And also just offer the world this labor of love. I want to serve as a bridge between faith-based communities and communities that may not rock with the church or people that may not have experienced the church the same way that I have. I wrote I Belong Here actually several years ago, probably not too long after our last interview. And it really was kind of an affirmation, a self-affirmation for me. We all present differently, we look different, we speak different, we think different. And sometimes when you get in the hustle and bustle, you forget that you and what you're doing is significant and that it's relevant. And so it was just a reminder to myself. It's almost like God was patting me on the shoulder and saying, you know what, I'm pleased with you. What you're doing is making an impact. Fast forward to 2020 when we all fell into this global pandemic because of COVID-19. I was grateful to have this song out. It came out actually right after the pandemic hit.
That's what I was going to say. It came out March, I think, somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
actually, what came out in May?
May. One of them M months.
Right. But the song took on a different meaning and a more powerful revelation because now people were experiencing, the loss of loved ones, experiencing death, financial hardship, anxiety, and depression because they're being isolated and sheltering in place. People were contemplating suicide, and so they needed the same reminder that their lives were significant, that they had, importance, and that ultimately they were loved. So I'm just grateful to have this timely message of I Belong Here, even more so than the commercial success of it going number one. I'm grateful for the impact that it's making on the world.
I know that I've spent a lot of time on like even just YouTube watching videos and listening to music during this time. And one thing because I stalk the comments on everything. So I noticed in a lot of the comments, people were saying on your video, they were saying, thank you, that they needed this. And so I find that that music is really one of the things that has helped all of us during this time.
Absolutely. Just being an artist, I always knew that music was powerful, but times like these really show us, and it proves how important music is. It's really the soundtrack of our lives. I'm proud of the work that I've been able to produce during this pandemic. I've put out 4 singles, I Belong Here being the first. Then we released #Hope around the civil unrest, and then the #Hope remix with my big bro David Banner. Then I came back with the Christmas single Oh Holy Night with Korean artist Jay Jin. So I've been really busy, and a lot of my motivation has been because I know people need encouragement. They need inspiration. They need something to keep them uplifted during this time.
Please tell David Banner I said hello. He don't know me, but just tell him I said hello.
I'll let him know you said what's up.
I literally wrote down here, ask Rudy about David Banner.
Yeah, big shouts to Banner. Of course I did. I had the opportunity to be on his Marry Me album, or God Box album, featured on and co-produced the song Marry Me. And so fast forward to #Hope, my team and I were listening to the song, and somebody suggested, why don't you send it to Banner just to check it out? Send it to him, and he was like, oh, he was willing to get on the record. So we did a remix, added him to the record, shot the video, and I'm sure how this industry can be. It's a lot of smiling and waving, and you don't always find those people that are willing to mentor you and take you under their wing and tell you about the business, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so I appreciate and have a lot of respect for Banner for just being a big brother to me in this industry.
I love to hear that because, I do wonder sometimes, are there those that exist that do that? And so it's good to know that he has been that for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So going back to I Belong Here, the video, tell me about that for the people that haven't seen it.
So there are several videos, and I'm grateful because, initially the label was kind of putting the pressure on. They were like, hey, and big shouts to E1 Nashville. They were putting the pressure on like, hey, we need a visual for this song. And the pandemic, of course, it just hit. So everybody was like really, really like in place. So we came up with the idea to do a lyric video. And so we did that. Actually, the videographer and the graphic designer for that was down in Memphis, Josh Collins. He did that. Then fast forward, we were able to the world kind of opened up a little bit more safely. We were able to go out and, actually before we shot the music video, I'm sorry, we did the global edition video. You should have been in that video, Shamika.
See, people be leaving me out.
So yeah, we'll have to get you in the next one. But when the pandemic hit, everybody was doing these like Zoom videos, right? And I was like, that's really cool. But me as an artist, I always want to be different, i.e. weave ponytail. That's a love song, but who would come up with weave ponytail? Rudy Currence comes up with weave ponytail. So I was like, I want to do kind of like a video that's online, but not the exact same. It's like just the squares and the zoom. So what I did, I reached out, to a lot of family, friends, and fans, and we ended up having almost 70 submissions. We had people literally from all over the world: South Africa, France, London, New Zealand, who else? A friend from Hawaii, of course, all over the continental U.S., Brazil. Like, it was just people from all over the world that sounded off and that were a part of the video. So I encourage everybody to go out and check that out. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. And I would have loved to have been part of it if somebody had called.
I got you next time. I'm sure there'll be more opportunities. We still got to get through this pandemic. So.
That's true. That's true. I'm available for the next one.
All right.
So can you give us a little snippet of I Belong Here? Since, I noticed you got your setup going on.
Yeah. That's the blessing of doing this pandemic. I've done a lot of virtual work, so I'm already set up at the keys. But here's I Belong Here. It goes like this. There is a place for me. There is a place for me. There is a place for me in the body of Christ. Yes, there is a place for me. There is a place for me. There is a place for me in the body of Christ. And I belong here. Said I belong here. We should make our own check the rhymes. I belong here. And I'm not going nowhere. I belong here. See, for somebody like you to love somebody like me, Shamika, for somebody like you just to include me. You could have left me out, but you wouldn't have it that way. When I stepped out of the line, 'cause love stepped in my place, said I belong here. I belong here. Yeah. See, there is a place for you. There is a place for me. There is a place for you and me. It's in the body of Christ, and we belong here.
Yes, I love it. I was like, where's my church band?
Let's go.
Yeah, I love that, Rudy. Thank you so much. I had to put you on the full screen because I was like, they need to look at me. They need to look at you.
Thank you. That means a lot. I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
Do you feel like you had to, just over the years, do you feel like you've had to ever conform to what's trending and popular now whenever you're writing music or deciding what songs to release or anything like that?
I think that we all have, if we be honest, to a certain extent. I am very integralist, especially about my art, and there's certain things that I just won't compromise on. Yeah. But I would say that Here With You probably was a little bit of a departure for me from some of the things that I authentically did, like on the first album. Right. And that was because I was trying to be, what I thought people, of course, there again, as a songwriter, I write all my stuff. So It was still authentic to me. It was another expression of me as an artist, but it was also me kind of flexing my, let me see if I can be a little bit more urban, if I can be this, instead of being just the singer songwriter. And so I'm really grateful about the forthcoming album, Stained Glass Windows, because of course it's a faith-based project, but also it's just really me digging back into my singer-songwriter roots with songs like I Belong Here. And it's going to be something for everybody, on the project. But so to answer your question, that would probably be the one, not only the one time, because there have been several times. I think as an artist, we just always are experimenting. And I think, you shouldn't, it's good to grow. It's good to experiment. But also, thank God for social media, because your fans will sound off. They'll let you know, your core fans are going to let you know what they like. Yeah. And so I'm grateful because I've gained fans from all of my projects, but there's certain songs and love songs and ballads that people really love to hear me sing. And so even in ministry, and even in the faith-based stuff, I'm like, okay, I need to give people this vibe. I need to give people this. And as long as it's true to me, that's the most important thing. And so if it's something that's going to be positive and inspire people, that's what I'm all about. Yeah.
Okay. Now you mentioned the forthcoming album. I was actually going to ask if we're going to get an album. When should we expect that?
The album will be out this year. It's kind of been like the never ending story because, as an indie artist, I'll just be honest, like, you set out to do things and I'm like, oh yeah, I could get this done. I'm putting this out, single out quarter one and single two and quarter two and then another single, and
Right.
it's like a single can take, literally
Yeah.
we released I Belong Here in the end of May, like May 22nd, and it didn't peak until February 2021,
Right.
so that's almost a year later,
Yeah.
so I can't predict or can't, really make, projects move any faster, and then being independent and being in a pandemic. All that being said, an album will be out this year.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll be out definitely before the end of August. So
Okay.
that's the goal. We're going to stick to it. I'm saying it publicly, so that I'm definitely going to put it out.
I'll be messaging you. You said August.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's coming. It's coming for sure. Yeah.
So do you think that, we were talking a little bit about, like, you told me you had done a couple virtual concerts. Do you think that that's here to stay, even after the pandemic kind of winds down? I mean, I know everybody's still probably going to wear masks and all that stuff. Do you think that,
Right.
that the virtual concerts are here to stay?
I think that there will probably continue to be some type of hybrid pay-per-view, the same way, even before the pandemic. You think about how, music and entertainment was already shifting to streaming.
Yeah.
So, which is virtual, so we had already kind of moved away from physical product. So I think, in serving in a lot of churches and, doing a lot of college touring and doing a lot of virtual programming, I think that people are enjoying. There's pros and cons, of course.
Yeah.
There's nothing like being in person and that physical feeling and reaction of an artist in the audience. And I'm one that I love to read a room. So I've had to learn and how to, I've had to adjust to reading the audience online, because it's like if you're doing an IG live, then it's like, heart me, show me that you're,
Right.
receptive to what I'm saying. Or if I'm doing a Zoom concert, then I'm like, hey, drop some comments in the chat. I want to sing to somebody. Drop your name in the chat. You have to find ways to, to adjust. But to answer your question, I think that virtual is going to continue to be, a new normal for us as the world opens back up. I do think that eventually, nothing will replace being able to go to a physical concert,
Right.
Or to see an artist in person. But I think that a lot of people are going to live vicariously online like they have been doing prior to the pandemic. Yeah.
Okay. Well, for my last question, and I ask everybody that comes through here this question, if I have time, usually. I wish I had been able to ask Vivica this, but I didn't get to. But I'm huge on affirmations, especially during this pandemic. It is one of the biggest things, aside from music, that's really gotten me through. So I just wonder, are there any affirmations that you tell yourself daily just so you can get up and get through the day, or on those days where you're just like, I just don't want to do anything? Like, what do you tell yourself?
Wow. Well, one of them being, I belong here, honestly,
There you go.
and it's true, and so I think that's why so many people are, rocking with the message, and it resonates in the hearts of so many people, is because no matter what you're going through, if it's civil unrest, if it's, the lack or loss of community, or if it's, you're struggling financially, or you lost a loved one, or going through a breakup or a divorce or anything, just the reminder that, everything's going to be all right. I have a place in this world and that I belong here. Another probably affirmation that I am repeating to myself and just reminding myself of is that, you can't pray and worry. Don't worry about it. Sometimes I know I'm an overthinker. I'm like the overthinker's overthinker.
Yeah. Are you a Virgo?
No, I'm an Aquarius, but I'm learning that sometimes we will work ourselves up about a hypothetical situation, and instead what I'm trying to do to replace that is, have the faith that it's going to be okay, and then work toward the better scenario, and always be problem solving instead of looking at the problem, but always solution oriented. So
I like that, because I was just overthinking earlier, And I was like, stop it. You gave it, you turned it over to God. Just stop worrying. It's already
absolutely. Yeah, it's already done. It's going to be good. Yeah.
Yeah. So where can we get a shirt like that? I belong here.
You know what? They will be available soon. I'll keep everybody posted on that. In the meantime, you can visit my testimony tee. We have testimony tees and hoodies available there. Definitely follow me on my social media. It's at Rudy Currence, at RudyCurrence. You can sign up for the email list on my website, rudycurrence.com. Check out the videos on my YouTube channel, which is really blowing up. And sometimes you put content out and you kind of forget about it, but last I checked, we had like 6.5 million channel views, so it's really growing, especially because of the new song and the new videos and stuff. So check me out there, and of course get I Belong Here downloaded, added to your playlist. I promise that it will bless you, so check it out.
Yes, thank you so much, Rudy, and thank you for blessing us with the performance. I wish we could have done a longer performance, but that right there just really made my day. So thank you for that.
Thank you for having me on the show. And again, I'm proud of you. We came up together. We got this Carolina connection, and anybody that knows me, I'm Carolina born and raised, and I carry the Carolinas with me everywhere I go. So I'm just proud of all of your success. And again, thank you for this platform.
You too. I'm super proud of you. Look at us. We glow up.
Right. That's what I was about to say. We glowing up.
Thank you, Rudy.
Absolutely. Thank you.